The Art of Relationships radio show is copyrighted. No portion of the show is to be used without express written consent from me, Greg Dudzinski, or the Art of Relationships. Thank you.
Welcome to the Art of Relationships show. Greg welcomes live calls from listeners in helping with numerous marital and relationship problems. There will be no more tit-for-tat arguments. Greg gets to the root of couples' challenges in a rapid, matter-of-fact format, plus applies compassion and humor. Join in discovering how to improve your relationship and your own life. Listen, laugh, and climax. Greg is a licensed professional counselor in the state of Michigan. To others, he's simply known as Detroit's love guru.
Hey, welcome to the Art of Relationships show. Hopefully everybody's doing okay. And I'm just trying to share. Wow. What a bummer. It won't let me share on my main page. So I have to change some settings, whatever. But anyways, how's everybody doing? And going to talk a little bit about COVID. And maybe I want to try to use a little humor as well doing it. And I think we all need to laugh. I did an interview with a local TV station yesterday on this subject. And hopefully it'll be, it'll come out next week, I think. I'm not sure. But anyways, I don't want to cut into that too much, that interview, and take away from the reporter. So looking at with COVID, you can chat down below and everything too. And, everybody is upset about it. Everybody is frantic about, COVID and stressed out and isolated and everything else related to it. Let's face it, right? Everybody's going nuts, chomping on the bits, especially around Michigan. New York, got hit really, really heavy with COVID. And we're sitting at the situation, what are we doing to avoid that, to sort of hit on that element that, we're not going to get into that. Let that stress us out. Let that tear apart our relationship and tear apart our lives. And it's so funny, right? Everybody, well, it's not funny, but like I said, I want to flip it up and use a little humor today to try to lighten up everybody's mood. And looking at, you're bummed out, at first. Oh my God, now we got to cancel our vacation together. We had plans to go here. We had plans to take this trip together. We wanted it, our anniversary, our weekend getaway. Everything is canceled, whatever. And now, with COVID, let's face it, we're into what, the second month? It's happening, almost 6 to 8 weeks now that we've been on lockdown here in Michigan and other states. And it's funny, you're in that 6 to 8 weeks, and remember, you were all bummed out about that vacation. You were all bummed out about, oh my God, we got to cancel our plans. We were so looking at time alone together, no work, no kids, all this stuff we were looking forward to. And now, 6 weeks into COVID, you are like, oh my God, I can't wait for a vacation alone by myself. I can't stand this, because we're driving each other crazy. We're driving each other nuts. And to be able to look at that situation, I want you to be able to, what are you doing to try to escape each other? And I know this is a huge, huge different take on the situation, to where, I'm all about people coming together, right? That's what I do. My purpose, if you will, is, helping couples and helping people in general heal broken hearts and to become closer together. Now, what are you doing if you're confined in space together and you're tripping over each other? And if you have young kids, school-age kids, and they're home now too, you get where I'm coming from. And looking at the situation to where, you just want to get away. And where are you getting away from, right? And it's very, very healthy to look at, I'm stressed out. I can't handle this anymore. The kids are driving me nuts. My wife is driving me nuts. My husband's driving me nuts. It's human nature. Don't feel bad about it, okay? And looking at this element to where, what are we doing to escape our environment when we're on lockdown? And there are some things that you can do, and to be able to, sort of go after it and look at the element, I need to escape. And I don't want people to get so defensive, okay? you know, you have people, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, living together, whatever, right? And you look at the situation where, oh my God, I can't believe you want to get away from me. Yeah, I do. You know, and people get so defensive and think they're not loved, they're not desired. It's just we need maybe that break from each other, especially when we're in lockdowns. And I talked about this on an episode a long time ago about, you know, people, you know, that have family businesses and they work together and they see each other 24/7. And I'm like, oh my God, I wouldn't personally be able to do that because I know myself well enough, my personality. And you know, I have moments where, you know, I'm very social. And I also have moments where, you know what, I'm quiet, I want peace, I want to be left alone type of elements. And it's not a right or wrong, it's trying to balance those. But what are you doing to try to escape each other in the relationship during when we're on lockdown? So I want to put a different twist on it. And, you know, oh, Greg's now promoting separating, getting away from people, you know. No, not at all. Temporarily, okay? Temporarily, not permanently, okay? I think we need that break. We need that breath of fresh air to be able to rejuvenate if it's an escape. You know, everyone hears about, you know what, the man cave or the, you know, the big thing, TV and the insurance company, you know, about the she shed, right? That needs their escape to be able to do whatever, you know, read, play music, listen to music, whatever, watch their own show, just an escape. And during COVID, let's face it, we are maybe more so in that need to escape that situation. So, you know, I want couples to be able to realize it's healthy. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. I get it because you're driving me nuts too. And you can even joke around about it and laugh about it. And, you know, laughter and, you know, being playful. And it's so hard to do when we're isolated, when we're locked down. We're worried about the health and the safety of our family, of our elder parents, and all those elements, people. I get it. I'm not, you know, that's serious stuff. But how can you joke during a time like this? And if you implement a little playfulness and joking around a little bit, you know what? It can take the stress away temporarily, okay? It can give you, maybe a better word from it would be, it can give you a break from that situation. And it's not, you know, that right or wrong. It's understood. It's healthy for everybody, okay? People can, you know, you can go sit on a porch if you have a porch. Go sit in the backyard. Take a drive in the car, a bike ride, a walk. Anything you can do to escape one another. Maybe even some people, right? You could have a one-bedroom apartment and one person could stay in the living room, the other one could maybe go in the bedroom, and that could be your escape. It's looking at what works for you to be able to refresh. It's so crucial in this time, you know, during the coronavirus, and, you know, everyone's out there, okay? And, you know, dealing with it and stressed about it, financial reasons. You know, yesterday on the news, you know, I heard that 20 million people are without work in the U.S. 20 freaking million people, more than it's ever been throughout history of recorded history. So finances and money. And if you look at the things I mentioned to you, they don't cost money. Okay, I drive in a car, gas money, my apology, okay? That does take money because you need car insurance, you know, license plates, whatever, and gas in your car, okay? So that does take money. But the other things I mentioned about, you know, listening to music, if you have instruments and you play music, that could be an escape. A bike ride, if you have a bike, that doesn't cost money, right? You can look at those elements sitting on the porch, sitting in the backyard. If you have a deck, if you have whatever, just sit in the grass and enjoy the grass. You know what, if it's a nice spring day, you know, sunny, go out, get out in the sun. You know what, take a walk, and take a break from one another to be able, and it's going to be ironic how it'll reinvigorate your relationship. It will, you know what, bring more positive energy back in the relationship instead of being stagnant all the time. And I know a lot of people are talking about what you can do so you don't drive each other nuts. This is one thing, okay? And what can you do to maybe reconnect where, you know, there isn't an escalation of problems in a relationship. They're not magnified. And I don't, I don't want to really get into that until maybe next week when this comes out and the interview story comes out and everything. I don't, want to step on those toes, and I'll talk about them. And everyone's talking about, you could do this, you could do this, to, and I talked a little bit about ways to reconnect. And, on last week's episode about, questions of concern and all those aspects. But I want to talk about allowing yourself to escape. Some people write, some people draw, artistic abilities, okay? You can find very inexpensive ways to, to escape one another where money is not a huge issue. You know what? We're on lockdown, especially here in Michigan, okay? You can't really go anywhere. You can't, go out for a nice, maybe adult beverages and go out to eat and, meet up with friends anymore. A lot of people that are so social are having a hard time. And guess what happens, right? We're stressed, we're irate, and what happens, maybe isolated, whatever, and we start attacking each other, right? And all of a sudden, those problems in a relationship become, huge. Where maybe it wouldn't be a big deal if we were living our normal lives. We weren't working from home. We weren't tripping over each other. So allow one another to have that, to have that escape, okay? To have that freedom to breathe a little bit as an individual. And I've said this on numerous episodes before. I talk about clients. I'm all about maintaining one's identity at the same time as the relationship, because it keeps breathing energy into it. You're not feeding emotionally off of each other so much. You're not dependent on one another. Oh, if you're upset, I need to be upset. If I'm happy, I need to be happy. You're not worried about that, being so dependent after one another. So allow each other to have breaks from each other, okay? To breathe a little bit on your own and as an individual. And you know what? As I said, it'll bring more life into your relationship, and it'll reduce the stresses for, both people in that relationship. Not only that, in the household as well, as well. Especially, you have kids. Maybe you have a parent or parents are living with you type of thing, or maybe you're living with them. It's looking at those situations, what you can do to de-stress in this time of chaos, if you want to say, this pandemic that is, disrupting all of our lives. So remember these aspects, okay? Talk about them. Say, I love you. I just need a break. That doesn't mean I want to be without you, okay? And that's where I want people to maybe look at those perceptions and, oh, I get it. It's not a problem. They still love me, still want me. They're not, trying to get away from me and leave me in all those aspects. And a lot of people, especially maybe that have those insecurities, it comes, maybe trifold, if you will, and hits, oh, you want to leave me? No, it's healthy. It's self-soothe. Have them send me an email or message me here on Facebook, private message me about this, and, I'll help you clarify those elements, okay? And words. The winners last week, I gave away 13 copies of my book. I apologize. I have not. I'm hoping to mail those out today, Thursday. I've been delayed trying to take care of a bunch of things, so I apologize on the lateness of getting those books out, okay? So remember, what can you do to separate from one another, to maintain your own, sense of self, to maintain your own sanity during this time of, uncertainty with the COVID aspects, okay? Remember, give a little break from each other. That's okay. It's healthy. It breathes more oxygen. It breathes more life into the relationship when you can talk about, oh, I was on my walk and I ran into this and I thought this was funny, funny whatever, because, this huge dog, or little dog was trying to hump this big, huge dog, whatever, you can laugh. You brings more things to talk about into the relationship as well, okay? So remember, during this time, breathe separately from one another. It'll reduce a lot of stress in the relationship, okay? And as always, hit me up. My website, theartofrelationships.org. And again, you know what? A huge gratitude, appreciation to our healthcare workers out there that are exhausted, they're spent, and they're still busting their butt trying to save people's lives and trying to help people that are enduring the COVID virus. You know what? And, you know, not only that, but, you know, heart attack, stroke, cancer. I don't want to take away from, you know, those as well, but a huge gratitude to the healthcare workers out there, the other professionals, first responders, and you know what? People always neglect them or forget about them. You know what? Our, you know, employees that are stocking the shelves in the grocery stores and being able to keep us fed and, you know, keep going somewhat normal as far as, you know, food purchases and everything. So a huge round of applause to everybody out there that's, you know, trying to make our lives a little better during this pandemic, okay? Again, website, theartofrelationships.org. And you know what? Peace and love to everybody out there. Thank you so much for the support. Take care, everybody.